Hey everyone, it's Jared here, and today I'm going to give you some beginner drumming warm-ups. Now, why do you want to warm up on the drum set? Well, if you're about to play a big gig that requires a high level of speed or a high level of physicality in any way, whether that's a bass drum or movement around the toms, you definitely want to get comfortable moving around the kit. Now, I have to be honest with you, I don't really warm up that much. Like before I came in here to film all these videos, I kind of moved around the drums, made sure I could hit the toms nicely without hitting the rims, but I don't do much more than that. But I do use these warm-ups as a way to kind of just almost meditate behind the drums. So I'll just sit behind the drums and start playing some of these warm-ups and just get comfortable with these rudiments. And the more comfortable I can get behind this drum set, the better I'm going to be when I'm in a performance situation. So you could call them warm-ups, you could call them rudiment burns, you could call them whatever you want. For the purpose of this video, we've titled it Beginner Drumming Warm-Ups. So I'm going to assume that you're just getting started and you're looking for some routines around the drum set. What are you supposed to do when you first sit down, before you get into your practice routine? Well, the first thing I like to do is simply play single strokes. When I first started playing drums, this is what I struggled with the most. I sucked at single strokes. And I put a lot of time in to not only getting them faster, but making sure that the notes were much clearer and making sure everything sounded good dynamically. Okay, so start off just playing on the snare drum 16th notes. So we'll put the metronome at 60 beats per minute. Relatively easy, right? Next thing we want to do is start to move these around the drums in groups of 4. Just move them everywhere around the drums in groups of 4. Here we go. And finally, put in the bass drum and the hi-hat on alternating strokes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We'll put on the metronome and I'll start with just the feet to show you how it sounds. And what you can do is you can play that faster, you can play it slower, whatever you need to really warm up for. I would recommend tailoring your warm-up routine to that. So a lot of drummers play gigs with slower ballads where you need to really understand the space in between notes. So that would be an argument to practice it slower and warm up slowly. If you're playing a metal gig, you want to be able to blaze around these drums, so set it to 200 beats per minute and go for it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing and we're going to use double stroke rolls. So again, we'll start off with just on the snare drum. You want to make sure that the notes are coming out nice and clearly. Each note is sounding the close as it can to the next note, and you're using lots of rebound off the drums. I use primarily wrists when I'm playing slow, but I still allow that stick to rebound. Next thing we want to do is we want to move this around the kit just in groups of 2. So it could be right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. You could do 2, a right and a left on each drum, but just move these double strokes around the kit. Here we go. And finally, we're going to add in our feet on alternating strokes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Here we go. The third one is using the single paradiddle, which is right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And I'm sure you're starting to get how these are going, starting on the snare, moving them around the drums, and then adding in the feet. Okay, so let's go through all three of those in one demonstration. Starting the snare, moving it around the drums, adding in the feet. Here we go. And finally, we want to put all of these together, singles, doubles, and single paradiddle. Now, I'm not going to say you need to do 1 bar of each or 2 bars of each. Go ahead and just do whatever you want. This is a warm-up, okay? This isn't necessarily musical advice that I'm giving you. This is advice to get you warmed up behind the drum set. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a demonstration, singles, doubles, single paradiddle. See if you can pick out when I'm doing what rudiment. I'm going to start with my feet, and then we'll get right into it. Here we go. So the next thing I want to do is show you how it sounds played faster around the drum set. And this is something I love to do just to build different combinations, to build my speed, stamina, endurance, and whatever else you want to call it. So let's go at 180 beats per minute. And there you have it. So if you're playing a gig that requires that, you probably want to warm up for it, because I just did that out of nowhere, and I was feeling like I was starting to go off the rails at the end. So if you need to warm up, make sure you warm up. If you're looking for some exercises to help build speed and endurance, these are fantastic to get you started. Do not overcomplicate things. Drumming is simply singles and doubles, right? And you have, your other opinions in there if you want, but drumming is essentially singles and doubles. So just have fun with it, learn these basic rudiments. They are foundational and really are required in every style of playing. So singles, doubles, I cannot stress it enough. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a comment below. Tell me, do you warm up before you play? Is it just me that only uses this stuff to help develop speed and endurance? Or am I crazy? Should I be warming up every time before I sit down behind the drum set? Go ahead, post a comment below, shame me if you must, and I'll see you in the next video.